Greetings and salutations, fellow humanoids, and welcome back to our Let's Play series of Hearts of Iron 4 using the Road to 56 mod episode 6. We're right where we left off, in which we're deciding what to do in the future, and well, I've been looking at our options, and although going to war against the French Republic might be a good course, I'm going to go to war with the USSR. The reason being, I want to alleviate pressure on Japan, because Japan, although we're not too chummy with them, they are one of our only potential allies in the East. So let's take some pressure off of them by invading the USSR. From what I can see, the Northern Lights and the East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere are actually doing pretty well, and I think that we could really turn the tide on this war and try and crush the socialists beforehand. That doesn't mean we're going to be turning our backs to the French alliance. No, we're going to be leaving some forces behind, namely our Teutonic levies and a few militia divisions, whatnot, just to cover our borders. And yeah, we're not going to be turning our backs to the French alliance right now. And I also discovered that the West Germany is not in any faction right now, so they are subject to our political machinations. So maybe we could, you know, stage a little coup and grab this territory for ourselves. We're going to have to see about that. That being said, let's get a little intel network going into Köln, the Rhineland, and Hanover. And let's see if Sweden will have us in their faction. No doubt, since they are at war, they need all the help they can get. They will accept that we join. This will also make the French alliance think twice before declaring war on us, because now we have friends and they don't want the political fallout. Poland, being in the faction, will let us move through their territory freely. So before we join the war, let's grab all of our main attack force and move it into Poland. There we go. We are now in the faction.
Pronto, signore.
We stand together. Butadiene processing. I don't know what this is. Polish scientists working under the Department of Rubber Synthesis within the Chemical Research Institute in Warsaw have managed to develop a fully artificial form of rubber derived from potatoes and other agricultural products. Tires and machine parts can be produced without need for naturally occurring rubber from overseas plantations. Very cool. So I think it's Poland that gave us access to this research as soon as we joined the faction. Beautiful. Thanks, Poland.
Si, signore.
Polish rubber. So, we're not in the war yet, but we are in the faction, which enables us to move onto the front line without actually running the risk of being, like, engaged. So let's do so. And let's help out our friends. Looks like we got a little pocket over here around Königsberg. Let's help them out. It's going to take a little bit of time for our armies to get into position. Let's also move our air force into Poland. Let's draw a big, thick battle line here. Going from Leningrad all the way down to Moscow, down to Stalingrad, and into the Caucasus Mountains. Ambitious, I know. If you grab that from the Soviet Union, they're pretty much done. Let's grab our Alpine Division specifically and have them go down here. I want to capture Crimea as well. It's as I thought. The USSR is not doing well at all on the battlefield. Their men are severely under-equipped. It seems that their industry is not able to, how can I say, hold up. It seems that the North is still holding, thanks to the large amount of Scandinavian troops up there. And just look at the condition of their troops. That's the yellow bar down there. Many of them are down to half strength. Like I said, it seems that the USSR is not able to supply their troops with equipment fast enough, or they are losing it at a too rapid pace. They are, after all, fighting two large-scale wars. Alright, not all of our troops are there quite yet. Let's let the game run a little bit on speed 5. Damn, one of our legions was in Africa, so that's going to take a while for them to get here. But we don't have to wait for them to get here before starting. Alright, good enough. Let's help our friends here. Afghanistan, Brazil, Republic of China, Uruguay, Mongolian. Sure. We have now joined the war. So close this little pocket here. Let's take 2 seconds. Bop. It's Got to redraw that line because I don't think that the first Legion was in it. So let's go. Draw a beefy line. Leningrad, Moscow, Stalingrad, Caucasus Mountains. All the way down to here.
Pronto.
Grab the Alpine Rangers and give them the special task of grabbing Crimea.
Ordini.
Let's make our troops redeploy here. We have our friends acting as a buffer, allowing us to move freely on the front line. We are definitely grabbing the bull by the horns by invading the USSR, but I think that the time is right. They are at their weakest right now, and we should not squander this opportunity. Alright, Giulio Martinat is back, as our volunteers are being shipped back. On aggression pact with Japan? Sure. Our puppets all want to join, but let's not let them. Oh. So here's an unfortunate event that actually happened in our real-world history. Italo Balbo killed in an accident. That's the leader of our 2nd PNF Legion. While he was a passenger on a Savoia Marchetti SM-79, scheduled to land in Tobruk, Libya, his plane was mistaken for an enemy fighter and was shot down by an anti-aircraft battery supposed to defend the airstrip. Hero of Italian aviation and one of the main organizers of the Partito Nazionale Fascista and the March on Rome, he was one of the main popularizers of aviation in Italy. Today we lost more than an aviator, we lost a legend. Boom. And so we lose that general. That is highly unfortunate, but it is a scripted event, I do believe. Alright, I don't really have anybody too special here, so he gets more attack, but let's... Alright, let's go with Mario Rada. Just because of that little bonus to attack. And we are attacking, and as you can see, we have green all along the front line. USSR cannot hold up to our combined might. And we are freshly faced on the battlefield, coming in at the last minute to swoop in for victory. Now, I don't know how much of that war participation we're going to get due to us coming into the war late, but maybe we'll be able to get a little bit of clay to our name. And invading the USSR, I may have some underlying ambitions that are not yet spoken. We'll see in the peace conference. Due to the very poor condition of the Red Army, I don't think I have to do much in terms of micromanagement. You could just sit back and enjoy the ride into what is now Russia, I do believe. We're in Minsk. Yep. We're breaking through eastern Poland, making our way into Belarus and Ukraine. So, yeah, we're reconquering territory for our friend Poland, and we're breaking into proper Soviet territory now. Alright, and as we push into mainland Russia, let's also grab our sea wolves here. I reorganized the wolf pack so that they could have up to 12 submarines each, and our reserves are going to be funneling into them. We haven't touched our submarines since the beginning, so we have a large amount of backup subs to work with. So let's set them up in the Barents Sea over here. Let's make sure to grab all of our task forces. We don't quite have the distance to cover all of Barents Sea. That's because Norway is not part of the Northern Lights. Wonder if maybe we could become chummy with them and let them... No, they won't let us have docking rights. They don't like us because we generated too much world tension by saving the world. Bunch of ingrates. Anyway, let's see if we could do a little bit of a convoy raiding in Barents Sea, because that'll choke the northern supply lines of the Russians. That being said, let's push in. Sweden is doing pretty good for themselves. Looks like they moved in and took the Baltics. Alright, we got general equipment modernization. Do we want to expand the elite forces or work on a cannon? That's an anti-tank research. Let's go for the special forces, since our special forces are, well, quite formidable. Our elite forces had formidable results during the Great War and were feared by all the powers of the Axis. In the meantime, many of their members have risen in rank in the military hierarchy, allowing us to train a new generation of these famed formations. So what does this national spirit give us? Plus 5% attack and defense, and also increases our capacity for special forces by 5%, and also gives us one research bonus of 100%. Man, I really like the Road to 56 tree for Italy.
Comandi.
Seems that the enemy troops are trying to funnel supplies in the Mediterranean. Let's change targets for our sea wolves here. Just make sure to grab them all. And set up in Calabria. Alright, our subs are back in the Mediterranean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's set 6 on convoy rating and 4 on strike force to save a bit on fuel. Oh, looks like we're intercepting quite a few convoys now. Let's see what we got here. Afghanistan. Brazilian Socialist Republic. Seems like a whole bunch of supplies have to make it through our waters. Ooh, unfortunate, because we rule these waters. We're having issues with oil, as always. We'll have to see to that in the future. Oh yeah, that's what you want to see. This icon right here means you're sinking convoys and other enemy ships. Like shooting fish in a barrel. Let's keep racking up that naval XP too. Nice, we got a new maritime patrol plane. Beautiful. Let's get a new dive bomber. I think we're doing good in the east. The war is being won at a much higher pace. Now, without our help, maybe the Northern Alliance would have pulled it off. As you can see, they are retaking all of Finland. The reason being is that the industry of the USSR is basically collapsing, and they're no longer able to put guns in their troops. They have an excess of manpower, no doubt. They have 1 to 2 million manpower available, but they don't have guns to put into the hands of these people. Let's see, public recognition of the Finnish exile government. Sure. Easy pickings in the Mediterranean. There's some naval XP right there. It's gonna work our commander as well. Sevastopol is ours.
Pronto, signore.
Actually, you wait there 2 seconds, buddy. Poland. Can I have Crimea, please? Thank you.
Pronto.
Now let's see what happens if we move into this territory. Aha! Now we're grabbing territory to our name.
Signore.
This will help us with the whole occupation side of things, and also I would like to get the Crimea for the strategic importance in the Black Sea, and also maybe grab the Caucasus Mountains for their ample supply of oil. It's almost like we had this plan all along. We definitely want Azerbaijan. Fun fact, the city of Leningrad has a larger population than all of Finland put together. Let's make sure to grab all these ports here to limit their options in terms of supplies. Italo Garibaldi is wounded. Oh no. Our boys are all getting sick and wounded. Well, the Eastern Front is not a forgiving place now, is it? You almost have a full army of Alpine Rangers. That's awesome. I'm actually going to stop at 24. Now this is new to me. It seems that we could recognize various small nations that got devoured by the USSR, such as Georgia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia. That's interesting. Reorganize the UNPA. Factory bomb vulnerability minus 20%. Wow, with flexible industry, which reduces our vulnerability to bombing, that would really make our factories difficult to bomb. Because each time we grab one of these, it gives us minus 10%. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, up to a minus 100% vulnerability to bombing. That's insane. The National Union of Air Defense was created for civil defense in 1934, but must now be reorganized to define its role in peacetime. Okay. We don't have much need of it, not being bombed, but when we go to war against the French alliance and the Allies, maybe that'll be to our benefit, definitely. Moscow falls to Polish troops. Good job there, Poland. They deserve it. We're kind of just, you know, tagging along. Holy crap, we've got 21% of the war participation. Oh man, we're gonna have so much territory. What's giving us so much war participation? Occupation? Yeah, it's occupation. We're grabbing so much territory, that's why. Let's cross the river here and join our two fronts. Supplies are going to be a bit of an issue here. This boy's having trouble already, but he's going to grab this port and hold on to it. Alright, boys. Beeline to Stalingrad. I want Italian troops to grab Stalingrad. All of our puppets want to participate in the war, but that will help them gain independence, and we can't have that. They'll stay in the back lines and have an easy time of it. Now, since the German Reich is our puppet, we could import a whole bunch of steel from them for dirt cheap, which is great. However, it will increase their autonomy over time, but I think we could live with that offset. Alright, we got Batumi, the port right here. So let's have this guy just entrench and wait. And let the baby run on speed 5 and see the USSR crumble. Provisionary state of Anatolia. So yeah, our side lost. However, it seems that the with Rafet Pasha, I'm not sure, but it's possible that they are trying to reform the Ottoman Empire. Yeah, it's in their options right here. They don't have to go down that way, I do believe. They could still go fascist, which would be pretty neat, I guess. Pro-German, Turkish alliance. Yeah, they could still go down different paths, but I think they might be going down the Ottoman one, which would be... I don't know if I like that too much. Man, we keep having to juggle these various import routes for oil because they keep changing. But I don't want to give my factories to the US or the United Kingdom, being potential enemies in the future. Poland must be having so much trouble with their garrisons right now. They don't have the... They probably don't have the equipment to supply this. Maybe we can help them out a little bit. Let's see if they accept this much. Oh. Oh, it seems that Poland accepted to give us this much clay. Wow. So Bulgaria is having a civil war. Interesting. So you got the communists. Or you have the good old Tsardom. We don't have time to see to this. We'll have to stomp whoever wins, I guess. We need a lot more guns. Just keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Now that I think about it, also, the submarines are no longer needed to be on convoy rating because I don't think any enemy supply lines can make it into the Mediterranean because they were going into the Black Sea, but we took all of the coastal regions in that area. So let's just put them on strike force and that'll save us a whole bunch of fuel. Oh no. Communists took over. Yeah. Oh, all the more reason to invade them, I guess. Oh, we have too much army experience here. Let's see. Let's spend a whole bunch on our L6 tank here. Let's improve our light tanks that we use for recon. One thing that we could do also is send combat reports. Alright, I need some boys down here. Excuse me? Switzerland, what happened to neutrality? Let's redeploy a whole bunch of troops to push south into the Caucasus Mountains, and we're going to encircle a large part of the Red Army. Okay, so now the West Germany has joined the alliance. That is vexing, to say the least. Just gonna grab my Teutonic levies here and redeploy them. Well, at least now we have one nice cohesive front line. Oh, Stalingrad has fallen. Didn't even get a notification about it. Usually you get something in the news. Man, really have to take a lot. Got a little encirclement here. Yeah. Let's get our armor expert here. Although we don't really have much in terms of tanks, we only use them for support roles. We will have something a little bit more sizable in the future. I have some plans for tanks.
Comandi.
And we now have a full army of Alpine divisions. I love it.
Pronto, signore.
Oopsie daisy. I totally just messed up my army. So you have to be careful if you shift click and assign all troops to a front line. I did it on the field marshal's line, which basically...
Attento.
So I'll just reorganize my army right here.
Pronto, signore. Ordini.
Alright, that took way too much time, but I reorganized the divisions.
Sì, signore.
So let's try and do that better this time.
Pronto all'azione.
Hopefully I won't have to go all the way to Vladivostok. Oh boy. And Pushman. We are capturing a lot of factories from the enemy. Let's see how our supplies are looking. Anti-tank is falling behind for some reason. The tripartite pact. Let's see. The Empire of Japan has sent out feelers to ascertain our interest in a three powers pact between ourselves, the Japanese, and the Germans. The Japanese argue that it's imperative that we support each other in the light of increasingly hostile global opinion directed against our efforts. The Germans have already affirmed their support for the idea. So basically we guarantee each other. Sure. That'll add to our friendly relations, but we're pretty much already all at war. Alright, we're done with reorganized UNPA. We can now finally get our next research slot. Let's definitely do that. Ooh, looks like we have the potential for a large encirclement right here.
Attento. Pronto, signore. Attento.
Oh yeah.
Pronto.
Squish them. We got our new dive bombers out. Wonderful. Now that we have the new dive bomber, one thing I want to do, actually, is just increase its efficiency and spend some air XP on it, since we have, well, so much. So let's immediately upgrade it and decommission the first one. Oh, actually, I forgot that I had a research bonus to get a dive bomber 2 years in advance. That's unfortunate, because we could get the last dive bomber 3, in 92 days. It's a bit of a waste of XP, but we'll live with it. Alpine Rangers are doing great in the Caucasus Mountains. It is, after all, their favorite terrain. Look at that bumpy stuff.
Comandi.
Excellent, we got shock and awe. We are now done with our focus tree, as far as land doctrines go. Beautiful. Let's research our first medium tank. Thank you. Weapons from Sweden. This town is quite difficult to take due to its position, surrounded by rivers. It's now ours. Alright, the Red Army in the south is starting to panic because it is now super encircled. All of this does not have ports, and it just got cut off here by, what is that, Afghanistan? Oh no, there are enemies. Whoopsie. So yeah, they're probably still getting supplies around here, but they will be choking eventually. Goodbye. Glorious. Hopefully it wasn't a mistake to turn our back to France, but I hope that they will be a little bit too apathetic to do anything about us. Not until it's too late. USSR is on their last legs. Let's see if we can't just tighten the noose and send Stalin falling. Looks like we got some nasty resistance going on. Start suppressing the Slavs. Finland is now pushing into Russia itself. Although I don't see any Finnish divisions, I think they've all been annihilated or just about... Oh, there's a handful. So the Republic of Georgia was formed. So it seems that this is what happens when you, how can I say, when you recognize the various nations, it forms a nation. However, I really want Azerbaijan for me, but it might get formed into a nation itself. Alright, let's see what's going on. We have a significant lack of firearms, so let's, well, we're up to 25 factories on those. 30, let's bump it up to 40. One of our guys is wounded, once again. 86% towards capitulation. Come on, I took all the important bits. Oh, man. So Vladivostok is now the capital of the USSR. I really wish that Japan could capture this, but I don't think they're doing so well on their side. Yeah, they're being pushed back into Korea.
Pronto.
Instruction 4, let's get excavation, because I think I did see... Where is it? Yeah, expand the Swabian shale oil. Where is this? Württemberg. Sure. A little bit of oil. Beautiful. I wonder if we could break into Afghanistan. The Russians have tried and failed. Wonder if the Italians can pull it off. Ooh, that's a lot of divisions. Yeah. Going this way into Afghanistan, definitely not going to be worth it. Let's grab these 4 guys. And unassign them from this army. Make a smaller unit. Put it to our defensive commander. Give him... well, I don't like these traits at all, so let's go with Hannibal. Cool name. The Terror of the Mountains. And we're going to set him up in here. Yep, I'm just going to give him the mission of holding this so that the Afghanistan troops don't funnel in. 4 of our elite Alpine divisions should be able to hold back just about anything down this narrow pass in the mountains. That being said, let's give some new orders to our army and bring all our Alpine divisions up north. And I said I wasn't going to push into the desert, but I lied because maybe we're going to push into northern Afghanistan like this. They're pushing us hard. Wonder if I'm gonna have to go over the Urals. That's a pretty nasty mountain chain right there. And we got our new research slot. Beautiful. Alright, let's get these 2 national focuses. Nuova Italiana. Our conquest of Ethiopia represents the perfect opportunity for women to mobilize in the construction of the Italian Empire. The fascist women's group will expand their roles to cover such new tasks as running training courses on how to fight waste in housework. Really? Alright, well, anyway, so much for women's suffrage. Let's go, which grants us the national spirit of Nuova Italiana. Resource gain efficiency, plus 5%, and more factory output. That is, like, really good. I'm just pulling some troops back and letting them regain organization because these enemies will keep pushing us non-stop. Not letting our men rest. Oh wow, we're already back up to 1,000 in army experience. Amazing. Oof, that's looking rough up there. Let's pull our troops down because supplies are so low. Alright, these men have rested. Let's send them back in. Let's get advanced computing for another 9% research speed. Amazing. I see. The enemy has a lot of air power in that region. Is there an airport not far we can use? Doesn't look like it. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's quickly build an airport for our friends. Alright, let's increase our radar in Sardinia to level 6. That's going to cover like most of the Mediterranean Sea. Amazing. And let's cover the issue of synthetic oils. Actually, one thing I should not forget is that in the Road to 56 mod, the synthetic and These synthetic refinery and rubber refineries have been separated in two. In vanilla, they give both oil and rubber, but in Road to 56, they're separate. So actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a whole bunch of refineries like that, and I'm going to make a whole bunch of rubber refineries. Let's make some in Sicily. Alright, we got our new dive bombers. Let's spend a whole bunch of XP on this, since it is the last version of the dive bomber we'll get. Quickly building an airport down here to help out our friend Hannibal, since the enemy are throwing a lot of planes at us, which is giving us a hard time. Let's research a new fighter plane. Oh, it's that far, huh? Alright. Let's see what we can do here. I want a dive bomber. I want some fighters. Send them all down here to help this boy. Get air support. They are losing their air superiority big time. Oh yeah, that's changing things. How's it going in Russia? Things are slowing down a bit. No doubt the terrain is just getting rougher and rougher as we are leaving the more industrialized part of the USSR and going into the boonies.
Comandi. Attento.
This guy's getting a butt ton of XP here. Let's give him the ambusher trade, actually.
Pronto.
Oh, seems like the enemy relented. Just killed 120,000 of the Afghanistanians. 80, sure. Ooh, looking at the timer, I may have overdone it in the recording as usual. Time flies when you're invading the USSR. And well, I guess it's gonna have to take more than one episode to gobble up this big chunk of red meat. That being said, this is where I'm gonna be leaving the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out in the end. So I wish you a great day. Take care, everybody. Wash your hands. And take it easy. Bye now.